Right? Imagine how hard these good girls would be if they knew when they got married, they were no longer going to be a slut. They were no longer going to have to face being a whore to make money. But they were going to have to do as they're told and put up with a good spanking or two. Right? A good bitch slap when they deserve it. Because no one's perfect, as I said. Nobody is perfect. We all have little quirks and flaws. But if a woman wants to be married, shut the fuck up. Get in line. Do as you're told. Now, in a man's world, when it used to be all men, all the time, manly, guys couldn't get away with having a personality flaw. We had to use our manners. Or you get smacked in the fucking chops. Or challenged to a duel. Women get knocked on their fucking can. Just like a man would. There is no license to be a dipshit, in other words. And you honor your fucking agreements and your contracts. Now, today, let's just pretend that in one day they said, okay, prostitution's legal and men, and get your fucking wives in line and you keep all your shit. The first time a fucking guy bitch slapped his wife in fucking public, 10 white knights would be all over him. Right? It would take 2-3 generations to straighten this fucking mess out that we're in now. But that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. By destroying prostitution, men had their independence from women taken away. They have to become tied to a woman, right? And I think this is all happening. It's all playing out right now. See, men aren't marrying women, right? And women are not liking that. They're getting upset at the relationships that they can't have with the men they want. They want it their way. They want to be able to scream rape. They want to be able to scream sexual assault. They want to be able to scream whatever they want. Physical abuse. To keep the man in line. To keep men in line in their lives. The system we have right now is set up for those with power of manipulation to control those who don't understand the manipulation. But if prostitution was legal again, there would be no way for women to do that to men. Let's take, for example, a middle-class man has a middle-class son with a great middle-class job, and he says, Dad, I think I want to get married and have some kids. And the dad says, well, don't go marrying a whore, son. You can't fucking turn a whore into a housewife. Same with the slut. Once they had too much dick, right, they can't be straightened out. Cock carousel fucks women up. So what the dad says, he goes, I'm going to go talk to this guy and this guy and that guy. They're all middle-class guys. And they've got daughters, and we'll see which one's right for you. And so then that dad goes to those guys, and they were like, yeah, I want to marry my daughter off, right? I don't want her to be a slut or a whore. And so it's arranged, and it's understood right then at that point, right? The son gets to choose, yeah, I like that one. The girl gets to go, yeah, I'll marry him. Right? They get a fucking say in it. But it's arranged with an understanding of these are the fucking rules. Those days have been gone a long time. Tell you what, though, make prostitution legal again, a lot of women are going to find out just how unwanted and unneeded they are. And a lot of other girls will go right to work making a ton of fucking money because they know what they are and they can accept it. And men would be willing to marry good girls as long as they were around, knowing they could keep their property in a relationship. We do that. We do those two fucking things. Make prostitution legal. And restore a man's fucking rights to his blood, sweat, and tears. And I think we'd have a lot of our fucking problems solved. What it won't solve is the fact that women are fucked up. There's going to be a bunch of women that aren't worth marrying, just like there are today, even with those rules. But their power would be removed from them. And men equally, they wouldn't have any fucking say to a woman other than the time they paid for. And a lot of men would realize, yeah, I shouldn't have gotten married. Didn't need to get married. So I'm going to ask you guys this. Am I right or am I wrong about what prostitution, by making it illegal, has done? And did a woman's desire to lose her responsibility for herself, her accountability, right? Was she empowered by the state when they said, yeah, right, we're going to make sure all of you women get married. And if the man doesn't satisfy you, can take his shit. Right? Instantly, dollar signs in her eyes, house, be taken care of, and then she has control over the man. And men, right, they just, as a base start, want to be independent of the cost of women. But because you can't have prostitutes, now you got to marry one. The cost went through the fucking roof with all of the risk. Right? You pay for the upside and you pay for the downside as a man. Whereas women, no longer do they have to behave. You want to exhibit a little psycho mouth, a little back talk, a little too much, that is. You know, they used to get slapped down. Bitch slap that bitch, right? Straighten them right out. Let them know where the fucking bear shit's in the woods. Right? Who's the boss? Now, when you get married, you agree to that. They want to get out of line, that's what happens. Am I wrong about this? You know, and again, in that world, in the world where prostitution is legal, in the world where a man keeps his property in a divorce, there's still a ton of room for Mgtow. You see, just because I created that situation where I said prostitution is legal, it doesn't mean Mgtow men are going to run out and get married. They're still going their own way. They still get to choose. See, the problem I see so many men having is they feel like they have to because they've been told they have to accept the terms of relationships. With women, you have to marry them, right? You have to play their game in order to get sex. You have to play their game. Then the women start pushing a man, pushing him, pushing, right? To behave, to let her move in. She wants kids. She wants this. She wants that. She wants a house. She wants them to work hard. She wants to get engaged. She wants to be married. She wants a bigger house. She wants a car. She wants kids. Right? And she can push the man at that point. That's not what men want. That's not what Mgtow men want. Mgtow men want to live life their way. So if they want to get married, hey. With the old system of you're the man and you own everything, works just great. And for women, right? You want to get married, you will play by the fucking rules. None of this, I'm going to play by the rules till it suits me. Or I'm going to play by the rules and you have to accept my bullshit and my bad attitude. Right? There's a fine fucking line there. But once you step on one side or the other of that line, that's your fucking fate. You want to be a wife? Be a wife. And all that entails. As a man, you want to be a husband? You have to deal with that, all that it entails. That is putting up with the woman's idiosyncrasies, her psycho tendencies. And if you don't want one, as a wife, you don't want a woman's wife, go get prostitutes. And you can be satisfied with that. Right? But the woman, you don't want to be a wife, you get to be a slut and a whore then. Pick your fucking side. It's a fine line. Right? Once you make your decision, you're done. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I off base? Or can you add more to it? go ahead and leave your comments, and I'm going to say Happy Independence Day to you. Happy 4th of July. Right? Happy, right? Happy, happy. When the people who signed the Declaration of Independence told King George over in England, go fuck yourself. Right? We're tired of your rules. We're tired of your bullshit. You see, kings like to think of the people as their wives, that they own them and they tell them what to do. Right? And when you fuck up, the king gets to bitch slap us. The only problem with that system is we're not women. We're men. And men don't have to put up with that shit. And I think that is why the aristocracy, the wealthy, wanted to destroy men and manhood so that they could once again own us by emasculating men, by declaring women their equals. Once you declare a woman a man's equal, you're also actually declaring men to be no more than women. By giving women entitlements and handouts, right? It encourages them to look to the state to be their daddy, the king as their daddy. And by destroying men, they're reduced to a similar level. As Mgtow, you get to stand up for yourself on every level as a man. Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you guys think? Let me know. But here's a toast to you guys. Right? Be cool. Mgtow is freedom. I have the penis. Semper Fi. I'll talk to you guys soon.